I will step back into my body also.
The rest of you, you're still in Alison's memory pads, and she is saying, all right, well, this was an unexpected evening, but we have to do with what we have. Philip?
Yes.
Can I count on you to keep an eye out on Eric? Make sure he doesn't spread any of the information with Gabriel tonight. It's very important.
You've got it. I give you my word that we'll make sure nothing harmful happens.
All right. Is there anything else we need to discuss tonight?
Not that I can immediately think of.
Yeah, no. I thought we were doing the memory tonight.
You can all come back thanks to the telescope anytime you want, basically. We can do this little adventure later.
No, we will come back tomorrow.
Yeah. Do you want to talk to Alison some more?
No, Oliver just thought we were doing an adventure, doing a memory. But learning that we're not, he'll just open the book.
All right.
I'm the first one to arrive in reality, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check everyone's pockets for their wallets and confirm everyone's identity.
Ooh.
Okay.
And check if I found anything unusual.
All right. Then who do you start with? Because you might not have time to do everyone.
Philip.
Okay. Philip, what do you have in your pockets?
Ooh. Wallet with identification and like keys and card keys to get in and out of the observatory.
Do you have your license to carry a gun with you?
Oh, yeah.
And the gun? Of course.
Yeah, so I'd have that, and then maybe like just a few like random things in my pockets, like a pen or two and crumpled up paper with nothing of note on it, and like maybe a gum wrapper.
I just make sure to do not directly touch the gun. I'm gonna note his address in my head and later on put it in my notepad. I'm gonna look around. Those people are moving?
Yeah, and they might get up at any moment now. I think actually that's about when Oliver comes back. Oliver, do you want to roll vigilance against Eric's stealth to see what he's up to?
Sure.
I'm supposed to be good at this, so good luck.
Yeah, you have way too many points in stealth.
Nope.
Yeah, Oliver does not notice you at all.
Alright. I'm gonna offer him a hand to raise.
I'll take it. Seems like we're working together.
And I think the rest of the team wakes up. Probably Stefan is the one who takes the longest to actually get up.
Yeah. And when I try to get up, it's like, I'm old.
Timon, just to explain you, I didn't choose Philip because you asked him to follow me. I chose him because he have a gun.
Fair and valid.
It makes total sense. There's no problem. So, what are your characters going to do now?
May I exit this room?
The vault door is unlocked.
I'm gonna walk towards the door and start to open and exit too. I'm heading to Mrs. Jones, in fact.
Okay. You exit the vault, and there's no one there.
How many time passed since I arrived?
2 hours.
So the time in the palaces are the same.
Yes. It's not the same in memories.
I'm gonna do my way back to the place where I entered, and I'm gonna try to find Mrs. Jones.
Okay. You find her with Kawa Harakiko in the break room, and they're enjoying coffee together. When you pass by the break room, you hear her say, "Oh, finally you're out of there. God, I was so bored. Okay, anything interesting happen inside?"
They just have a weird security system that locked the door, so I was trapped there. But everything is okay.
Yes, Mr. Harakiko told me. Kawa gets up and he extends his hand to shake yours, and he says, "It is very nice to meet you. I actually read about the cases that you tend to follow. You're a very good detective."
Thank you. It's nice to hear. Nice to meet you too.
your assistant was telling me all about some of your greatest cases. We've been having a really good time since you've been gone. Are there any other characters from Project Ascension here?
Well, I will follow him if he wants to try and connect with his diva. If he's prepared and not afraid.
Because you're the only one who could contact the Astromancer, you have the work in white somewhere in the observatory. You can go and get it if you want. Yes.
Is it some kind of... Can it be put in a vial so I can carry it with me, or...
Yes.
Yeah, then I will pack it and carry it with me. So if at any time if he changes his mind.
You know that every work has to be tailored to the person it is for. So all of you who resurrected your divas, you had to find your own path to do it. And you know that it reacts differently for every person. So to some of you, it might be intriguing that Eric's uncle would prepare a work in white for someone so long in advance.
Yeah. Well, I will invite you, Douglas, if you want to proceed with the...
Oh, okay,
Your
because
connection
you
with-
think I'm gonna say, oh yeah, sure, let's drink that potion and then be... No.
I will just... Well, I will remind you that at any point you are willing to proceed, we will be very happy to have you.
In the meantime, Stephanie Jones is watching you like you two are really weird and says, so is anyone going to tell me about the interesting bits?
I thought he was saying me that as he was following me. I would not have said exactly this in front of Mrs. Jones.
Okay, scratch that then. If any of the other players, if you want to be there too, like...
Yeah, I wouldn't be like directly involved in conversation, but I'd kind of like just be watching from a doorway or something.
When I arrived, did I notice any car?
Yeah, but there are multiple observatories and there's a parking for all of them together. And basically it's night, so it's the time when most of the observatories have people working.
Ah, okay, yeah, okay, no problem.
All observatories work in a different way here.
But basically the Gemini Observatory is co-owned by multiple countries, including Canada, the US, and a couple of others I can't name right now. And basically any scientist from any of these countries can ask to have some time at the observatory where they can work. Some people have permanent positions, like all of your characters, and some people are just here for like a couple of days or a couple of hours of observation, and it goes round in shifts.
Also, it's called the Gemini Observatory because there is a second
Observatory with the same qualities that is in Chile, that is allowed to watch the rest of the night sky that this observatory in Hawaii cannot, because it's in the northern hemisphere and you need one in both hemispheres to observe all of the night sky.
Okay.
I would like to ask Philip if they know anything about following people and finding out information about people. Get a little more information on our new acquaintance.
Yeah, well, I know a decent amount. A lot of it having to do with trusty old Google.
Or I meant more physical.
And I doubt this guy would have his own Wikipedia page.
It was the time when Counter-Strike ruled the internet, yeah. And Ultima Online.
So yeah, if we just
Back in
find
the
some
day.
basic information, perhaps I doubt we can find a specific home address, but we might be able to find out where he works. And if we do, we could have somebody camp out around the area and discreetly follow him home and just have occasional times where people go in and just make sure he's not doing anything too fishy.
There is also...
You're talking about me, right?
Obviously, you're not in the room.
No. I was like, he's come. That's clearly me.
There is also this influence resource. Is that kind of a person? Like if we know somebody at the police or...
Yes, if you have the domain police, then you can use your network to ask information on like police stuff thanks to your network. Or you can ask for favors from people in
Domain.
your domains. Yeah.
Okay.
So If you have enough influence, you could ask someone to tail this person.
Yeah. Well, I don't have a domain.
And just for the record, as a private detective, I tend to check if someone follow me pretty much all the time.
Fair.
Just to let you know, it's probably going to be a vigilance against stealth, I guess.
Yeah, so perhaps not a physical surveyor, but if possible, especially too if we can find out where the house is, we can kind of scope it out sometime when he's not around, see how well protected it is, and possibly go in and wiretap the place.
Oh God.
But to be
I know
fair,
my shit, don't test me.
Yeah. But to be fair, we know he is Nicholas bloodline. So
Yeah, so I feel inclined to trust him to an extent. My concern is that he wasn't aware about everything, so while I know he can be trusted, I don't know what he's going to do until he settles with the information given to him, because it's not that he will actively try to betray us, but he might not realize what he's saying or doing is putting our project at jeopardy.
I'm not here. Don't look at me.
If anyone has the domain administration, it's possible to use it to find out someone's address.
Ooh.
administration.
You can even use some domains inside of the Great Book and use your influence.
Philip,
Uh,
I have
Yes?
a question. What is your does your address is in Hawaii?
I would assume so, yeah.
All of you who work at the observatory have the option to sleep there, to live there.
Oh, nice.
But you could also have your own flats or houses outside of the Gemini Observatory. It's up to you.
I will probably
I-
stay next to the project as close as I can.
I do occasionally, but I also have times where I need to disconnect, so I definitely have my own little flat that I live in like half the week.
Agatha probably rents a bungalow or something like that nearby.
Okay. And Oliver?
probably due to security stuff stays at the observatory most times.
Yeah,
If you really need to break, you can just rent a hotel room.
no break for your life. You cannot go home. Administrator doesn't get to go home.
Before Eric leaves, I'm going to wander up to him and ask him if he's like an actual private investigator, or I guess first, what do you do for a living?
I'm a private detective.
Oh, like an actual private detective, or just one of those guys who runs around and takes pictures of people in indecent situations?
No, I used to do that kind of things, but usually I go on my own, find out some mysteries, things that police can solve, series of robberies, crime, and usually I come back to the police a few days after with the result of my investigation.
Cool, like you got your license and everything, and
Yes, I'm gonna show you my license.
alright, is there a number on it, like an identification number I can try to memorize?
There is one. Jonathan, would the address of your bureau or the name of your company be on your private detective card? I feel like at least the name of your company would be.
Oh, you wanna see my license, not only my badge, right, private detective, right?
Yeah, like your official, I'm legitimately allowed to be here, and this is my job, not just your like business card.
You know, it's something like similar to what the FBI shows. On one side there's my badge, and on the other side is my pictures, name, first name, last name, description, and the address of my office, yes.
Alright, yeah, I'm gonna memorize something that I can ask someone to run a check on.
Okay, you got the address of his office then.
Alright.
Do I necessarily need to be from Hawaii, Simon?
We established your detective agency was there, and also your family runs the tourism industry in Hawaii, so it makes more sense that yes.
Okay.
Your character goes home. All of the other characters, are you going to go about the rest of your day working on Hermes occult stuff? Or are some of you going to try to solve the situation. Is anybody going to talk to Kawa?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Agatha as well. She'll come looking for Kahua.
Well, Agatha is probably a better speaker.
Once your guests are gone, Kawa's eyes light up, and he says, "How is she? Tell me everything."
She's doing great. She looks amazing. Her library is packed to the gills with books. You should have seen my face when we walked in there. She said to tell you that she's doing very well, and she misses you, and she's excited that from now on you'll be able to pass messages through us.
Oh, she remembers? Oh, she remembers me.
She does.
Thank you. Listen, I don't want to take too much of your time. I know you have important Neo-Hermes things to do, but do you think we could spend, if you have time at some point to tell me more? I'd love to know how she's doing. It's been so long and I miss her.
Sure, what would you like to know?
He starts asking, how old did she look?
What would my character surmise? Late 20s?
Well, you know that most people who die and go to their memory palace look 33. That's a very specific mystical age.
Or then we will say not a day older, probably.
She was 61 when she died.
Ah.
Oh, wow. She looked young. She looked to be 33.
Oh.
Just like we predicted.
Yeah.
Regular dead person age.
Does it look like it's comfortable to be dead?
Yeah, she's pretty much comfortable, yeah. She accepted her fate.
Yeah, she's in good spirits. She was really excited to see us.
That's great.
She's probably a little bit lonely.
Kawa is off to get any books that she would be interested in reading and give them to you, Stefan, so you can bring them in your memory palace and give them to her. Because in case she's bored of the books she already has.
There was some strange occurrences with her. Some of those were bleeding, and they were bleeding in white buckets, so I suspect there has something to do with person recorded in the books, if I'm correct. Do you know anything of that?
I don't. I always took care of the profane aspects of our operations when we were working together, and we didn't work on Project Ascension together much, but I know you told me that the procedure, when Hermes die and they recreate their memory palace in the Great Book, I thought you told me that process didn't go very well for her. It didn't go as planned because of how she died, right? So maybe that's why this book's bleeding. Your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah, we will ask her. But anyhow, how do you know Miss Ellison if you are not working on that project? From where do you know her?
I was a janitor at the university where she studied, and
janitor for life, yeah.
I was watching a lot of the classes and I learned a lot from it, and she wanted to recruit me with the rest of the Neo-Hermes, but I didn't feel like I could be one of you in the same sense, but I offered to help her out anyways from a profane side. People don't notice the janitor usually, so I've been able to get in and out of places that Hermes could be detected in. All of you with your karma, everyone who can spot supernatural energies can spot you at a mile. I never rely on these, so nobody really ever notices that I'm around.
So you are not connected with your Archon?
No. Some people
can die
drinking their works in white or their works in black. I didn't want to take the chance.
Yeah, freedom of choice.
For the rest of the time that you talk with him about Allison, he has a smile wider than you've ever seen him smile, and he keeps shining the golden tooth that he has in his mouth. And it can be a bit distracting, but overall, he drinks every word you have to say about his old friend.
There is one thing I wanted to do. I'm assuming because he has a legitimate detective badge, that he probably had some sort of screening done. So I'm going to try to use some of my network to find out some stuff about him.
What domain are you going through? to find information about him.
I was going to go legitimate and do intelligence service.
Okay. How much is your network?
8.
You find out that Eric went through his screening with flying colors. He is a sort of by-the-book serious detective, and he's never been arrested for anything. In fact, your contact, who comes back to you the next morning with all of this information, also has a couple of newspaper clips for you to show you that like he has made it to the papers when solving either crimes or art thefts.
Alright, I'll share that with the rest of the group when I get it, saying it's looking pretty good for him. Looks like a trustworthy individual who knows his stuff.
Myself, I want to also use my contact, and I want to... I also have a network of hate, and pretty much gonna ask for a screening with my police domain for everyone, including Kawa Palakiko.
Okay. Everyone, one after the other, you can tell us if your characters have already been arrested in the past, and if you have criminal records. I think what it's going to look like is that most people don't, and Oliver probably has some shady stuff that might be slightly covered up.
Yes, that's pretty much it for Oliver. There was an arrest, but that's about the end of it.
What was the arrest for?
Breaking into somewhere he really shouldn't have been, and then trying to steal a bunch of secrets, corporate espionage type stuff, with a somewhat impressive computer hacking bit at the end.
It is classified, it is solved, or it is some like a warrant that is pending?
No, he was caught, and then it just kind of stops.
Okay.
Like the record just ends with him getting caught.
It doesn't even say that there was a trial. It doesn't even say that there was any jail time. It's just, yeah, he was caught. And
Pretty much.
That's the end. Yeah, that makes sense.
Anyone else got something?
Nah, Agatha's an angel. She doesn't have any speeding tickets even.
Yeah. I don't even have a driving license.
Okay, and what about Kawa?
He got arrested 9 years ago for drug use, cannabis.
Yeah, for possession.
I'm gonna ask my contact that gave me those screening if you have more detail about the arrest of Oliver Hill, because it seems a little bit odd to me that just arrest, no jail, no nothing, no trial.
Here's the thing. Because you both have the same amount of network, and because one of you is much better with computers, it means you lose this confrontation. Your contacts can't bring you anything more than what you already have. Because he also has a network of 8. And like he covered his tracks in the past.
Hi everyone, and thank you for watching this video. If you want to be a part of this story, we are currently looking for more players and game masters to play new games in this setting and on this channel. You can also be a part of the story by having your face added to the cast of characters. I draw all of the images for this game, and you can commission me to make you into an NPC. If you like the style and you want a drawing like that of yourself, or if you want to contribute to the project, you can contact me through the links in the description. Finally, if you want to keep up with all of the adventures on this channel, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell button so you can get a notification each time we upload the next episode of this story. And it would be very nice of you to like and share the video to help this channel grow. Have a nice day, everyone.